Hey guys, Frequency Friday, episode 21. Welcome back. My name is Ron. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit subscribe, bell notifications. Do YouTubers even need to say that anymore? Welcome aboard either way. Today we're going to be chatting about measurements. But before we get to that, I have been promising you guys something a little special, and that is going to be this episode. I hate to play the YouTube game of wait until the end of the video and I'm going to reveal something really special and neat. Well, wait until the end of the video because I am going to do something kind of cool. I think it is anyways. All right, so measurements. I think it is best if I'm going to be using measurements from this moment on in speaker reviews, specifically in speaker reviews, that you guys have a firm understanding of how I do measurements. There was a comment recently posted that unfortunately I wasn't able to get to, but it was a great observation, and it was just noting, hey man, here you are talking about measurements, and in the background there's TV, there's this monkey, and all these distractions and all this stuff going on. How can we possibly trust anything that you have to say when it comes to measurements? And it inspired me to basically launch this series where we are going to be talking more and more about measurements. I don't know how many Frequency Fridays it's going to take. I guess it's going to depend on how many comments and questions that we have. I want to be able to engage with you guys and talk to you guys as if this is a conversation. And, you know, if you're willing to learn what I've learned, that's fantastic, and we can learn together, and there's going to be a lot of things that you guys know that I might not know, so I'm going to learn from you, and I'm excited for that. So, for tonight's episode, we are going to just cover the basics, and I decided that we should start with the hardware that I use. This is Cleo Pocket. I call her Miss Cleo, and she is, she can be a pain, let me tell you. Yeah, so it's actually a great little device. This is the hardware of the measurement rig that I use. It is made by a company called Audiophile, and yeah, it's just real simple. You've got an input, you've got an output, RCA jacks, nothing special there, and then you have USB in the back. Runs on both PC and Mac, and that's that. USB cable, alligator clips. So this has an RCA jack on one end, alligator clips on the other. This is used for doing impedance sweeps. Single-ended RCA cable. This is what you use to connect to the microphones. Another long RCA cable, which runs into one of the channels of the amplifier that you're using for the measurements. In this case, I always use Leo. Microphone adapter. And I've got actually two microphones. Actually, technically, I have three microphones. Good buddies of mine sent me these two extra microphones. Super incredibly kind of them. Thank you. You know who you are. And what's nice about these little mics is see this little piece of paper in here. This comes with a sensitivity for this specific microphone. So it's based on the serial number of the mic. And within the Cleo software, which we will get to down the road, you're able to input the sensitivity of the microphone, and all is well, you're calibrated and ready to rock and roll. And last, which is super exciting, is this guy. And I've never used one of these. This is an accelerometer. Yeah. And so it just, I don't know if you can see that, but it just looks like a tiny little cube with a wire, and then a RCA on the other end. And this sticks onto a speaker, not a microphone. I don't know why I'm doing that. That's weird. So this sticks onto a speaker using epoxy, I guess, based on the instructions. I don't know how I feel about that, because how do you get the epoxy off when you're done? If I'm going to be reviewing speakers, hey, I got the epoxy on your speaker. You're welcome. So I got to figure that out. If you guys have used an accelerometer, anybody out there that watches my channel, if you have any suggestions on how I can use some kind of an epoxy that I can easily get off and not ruin the speakers that I'm reviewing, I would really appreciate it. So, yeah, I don't know. Clay, putty, I don't know. Anyways, accelerometer, totally cool. Came from the same guys that gave him the microphones. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Yeah, so that is all the hardware that I use when I do speaker measurements. And as this series progresses and we talk a little bit more about the specific measurements that I do, we will cover everything in detail. And hopefully you guys will enjoy this series and maybe learn a thing or two about measurements and why I have made the decision to commit to using measurements as a tool in my reviews. I think that it is very important, and I think that it can tell you a lot about not just a speaker, but how the speaker interacts with the room. I'm giving too much away. We'll get to that. Just one step at a time. Yeah, so for next week, we will actually dive into the software and we will take our first measurement. We'll keep it simple. And that way everybody can kind of trek with me and ask questions and we can learn together. And I will teach you guys everything that I have learned and everything that I know about measurements. And we will do this one step at a time. And the good news is that it's totally free for you. You can just hang out and have fun. Leave your comments down below. Ask questions. If I don't know the answer to the question, I know a lot of guys that will know the answer to the question. And so fire away. If you're interested, Parts Express does sell the Clio Pocket. I'm not affiliated or sponsored by Parts Express. But yeah, link will be down below if you're interested and you want to check it out. And Georgia needs a snacky. What do you want, buddy? Okay. Hey, should we do our giveaway to the fans? Should we do our big giveaway? Tell them what we're going to do? All right, buddy. All right, guys. I'm going to get some goldfish for her. And then we're going to do this special thing that I've been thinking about for a while now. I think you guys are going to dig it. All right, so I'm back. All right, so you guys made it to the very end. I know this wasn't the most exciting episode of Frequency Friday on the planet, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And here's what we're going to do. I have a pretty decent record collection, and there is one record that I own that I'm going to give away to one of you guys or gals. I'm going to trust that if you're interested in this record, that you're just going to be honest and you're just going to want to have this because you care about records and you care about Frequency Friday and you care about New Record Day and it's going to mean something to you. I would hope that that ends up being the case. I can't control that, but that's my hope and my desire that I'm going to send out into the universe, is that you have good intentions and this is going to be something that is meaningful to you. So, do you guys know Joshua Valor? He does headphones. Let's talk about headphones. Josh is a great guy, and he started this series that I've been watching that I freaking love. And it's basically like a audiophile setup tour where you just send them pictures of your rig. It can be speakers, it can be turntables, it can be whatever the heck you've got rocking and rolling, even headphones, if you're into that kind of a thing. Send it over to Josh. And here's what we're going to do to make this kind of special. I'm going to leave the email address that you're going to use to send the pictures off to over to Josh. Show him your rig and put in the subject line NRD, or NRD is fine. He'll know. And that way he knows that it's coming from my channel. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let him pick. I'm not even going to be a part of this. I'm going to remove myself from the situation. I'm going to just let him pick out of any of the NRD submissions that he gets, for whatever reason, which one he likes the most or he thinks is the most interesting, maybe one that he wants to feature on the channel. He's going to communicate that to me. And in return for you doing the hard work of sending some pictures over to Josh and participating, I'm going to give you... speak of the devil. The email there is JVYTSUBMIT. So that's SUBMIT@gmail.com. I'll leave the link down below. Anyways, what am I holding? This is the real deal. First pressing, mono. Yeah. Sgt. Pepper's, I would say very good plus condition. It's a valuable record, and a lot of people would love to have this record. And I'm going to give it away. So send your submissions again, and in the subject line, just make sure you put NRD somewhere in the subject line so Josh knows that you are participating and you want to get your grubby hands on the first pressing mono, the real deal, the head honcho, maybe arguably the most important record of all time. It's in my hands, and I'm going to give it away as a way of just saying thank you. And I am genuinely grateful for every single one of you. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me through the years. And yeah, another Frequency Friday in the books, episode 21. Next episode, let's dig into some measurements and learn a thing or two. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Good night. See you later.